let's just start this over again. Let's start it over again. We're just gonna here. Let's do the intro.
I kick ass for the Lord.
We're the Jezebels. That's
Here I come.
I want you to get up right now, go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
All right, you see, we're gonna do this a third time. I changed. Did you see that I changed the name of the thing?
Yeah.
Because literally
somebody suggested that last week. I remember.
Yeah, well, literally one person gave us a suggestion for
and it was
the name.
A good suggestion.
Yeah, it was. I think it's a little egotistical to name my show after myself. But,
Is it? It's got a nice ring to it. Keene. That's fun.
It's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Try it out.
Cool. So today, hey guys, I had a whole deck of things to talk about, but I
lost it all.
I lost it all. We're in the shower with Josh. Sexy.
Fantastic. In the shower with Josh.
All right. Let me bring up. Let's see. Luckily, I had a lot of my stuff came from Empire online. So I can just really quickly open up a few tabs. What did you want to talk about today?
So in the way of movie news, I had a slew of interesting topics to talk about. First and foremost, right off the gate, the biggest movie of the week. Michael, have you seen Michael?
I have not seen Michael.
Are you going to?
Maybe.
I was saying I am the wrong person to review this. I'm completely biased. I'm a huge fan of his work. It does not, biopics in general have issues with them, I think. And this really points out the glaring issues with a biopic in general. As far as what a biopic is, it's great. But I think the problem is what do we expect from biopics? Anyways, regardless of how I feel about the movie.
I think it's interesting you call it biopic and not biopic.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, go on.
But interestingly enough, it is the biggest opening for a biopic ever. 97 million. Beat Straight Outta Compton by like 30 million, 37 million there.
I guess, that makes sense to some degree. Michael Jackson is one of the most famous singers, songwriters of all time. Mm-hmm. Arguably, I don't know, I would call him the most popular, but like...
I wouldn't call him the most popular either, because if we're gonna go into that, we got Elvis, but Elvis didn't open with 97 million.
Yeah, I guess there's something to be said about this safe nature of what appear like how Michael appears to be. Mm-hmm. It appears to be a fairly safe biopic.
Yes,
it's not really taking a lot of risks.
Very, and that's a lot of people's complaints about it. It's a little too safe. It's also impossible to gather his whole life or the events that take place in his life in one movie, obviously. And this movie doesn't shy away from that, leaving it a dead, like it leaves it completely open for more. And anybody who knows the drama behind it knows that there is more and that they actually couldn't show that more. But there's a big drop off to where there's obviously, it's like an Michael Jackson will appear in Avengers type ending. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I thought people were making jokes just because it was another biopic. I didn't realize there was actually like something.
No, they there's more to it that they wanted to tell. Now, here's the interesting thing: 97 million is a lot of money for a genre like this.
Yeah.
But have you ever heard of a biopic sequel?
Oh gosh, I guess there has to have been some sequel.
You would think, but I can't think of any off the top of my head as well.
Let's do the old Sequel to a biopic. I guess not.
Yeah.
All I'm getting is stuff about Michael getting a sequel.
So is Michael going to be the first biopic to deserve a sequel is really the question. It's not a good movie.
Oh, that's a good point, Josh. They're doing a sequel to Social Network. I forgot about that.
Okay, that's interesting too. And actually, I've heard it looks really, really good, and everything about it sounds really interesting. So good point, and that probably will be a really good movie too. That's really good.
Filmmaker 610 actually makes another point. He doesn't think this gross will touch Bohemian Rhapsody's $900 million gross.
I don't know.
What do you think of the fall off? I mean, that's
yeah. Well, the other thing is Bohemian Rhapsody, by comparison, critically was a lot more popular. Michael Jackson critically right now is just not. Do you see those Rotten Tomato scores?
Yeah, which is fascinating because Bohemian Rhapsody, not a good film.
No, but wait till you see Michael. So the glaring issues you might have had with Bohemian Rhapsody are apparent in Michael. Same producer, by the way.
Same editor.
Yeah. So the issues are there. But when I saw Bohemian Rhapsody, it's the same thing. Like, I'm in it for the songs, and I'm kind of in it to try and get as close to the memory of these performances that they have. And same thing with Michael. In fact, it's almost twice as much, really. So it's beat by beat, not just the songs, but the moments in his life. And there's nothing in there as to what led up to these moments, how he feels during these moments, how this made him after these moments, and things like that. There's just too much. But that's my Michael news, and I'm really curious to see if we're actually going to get a sequel because of the box office, or we're not going to get a sequel because of the reviews.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like, I feel like unless there's a sharp drop off, there's a good chance. Because another thing is, like, a Bohemian Rhapsody, like most biopics cover the entire range of a person's career. Even Social Network sort of does that. Mm-hmm. But of course,
there's an ending
that
to
career,
Social Network.
Yeah, that career then continued.
Yeah.
Most of the careers don't continue. Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddie Mercury's dead. There's no real. They're not going to do the what did Queen do after Freddie Mercury, because that's fucking boring. Elvis covers all of Elvis. The Johnny Cash one covers all of Johnny Cash's life.
And these pretty much have it like birth, event, and then death, right? Pretty much all of these are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael's not like that.
Okay.
Next order of news. There's a lot of trailers that have been released.
Yeah. Let's see if I think I have one that's probably on your list up in the browser.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about that one first?
Yeah, sure. Which one do you have?
Okay. So we've got Clayface.
So yeah, this comes back to the whole Cinevegas thing. Clayface had debuted. A bunch of trailers have been debuted in CinemaCon, but Clayface is one of the ones that made it over to the internet. Looks pretty fucking cool, man.
Looks pretty fucking cool.
I
don't love. I'm not the most comic book. I mean, I love comic books.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to comic book media, I tend to be a little,
Mm-hmm.
one thing. I'm
for the October release for Clayface, and it looks pretty fierce, bro.
Yeah,
it looks pretty fierce.
I'm super pumped for this one. I'm a big Mike Flanagan fan. Midnight Mass fans represent. And then is it? I want to say James Watkins is the director. Is that right? Am I fucking up that name?
I didn't know who was directing it.
It's the guy. Yeah, James Watkins. I did it. He did the Speak No Evil remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he did Eden Lake. which I still have never seen, but I've always heard amazing things about Eden Lake. Yeah, Clayface looking pretty. I don't really know what to say. I mean, let's see here.
It's a tease. There's not much to say.
Yeah. Like you get this shot of him in the a lot of the what's interesting about this is it very much feels like, and actually the Mike Flanagan directly referenced Feet of Clay, the Batman the Animated Series introduction to Clayface, which I rewatched. I did a video on Clayface for Screen Rant, and
do you see it?
I see some of it, yeah. It definitely is going for more of a horrific approach. James Gunn has said that this is very much a horror movie.
Yeah.
He just said it's not a superhero horror hybrid or anything like that. It is straight up just a horror movie. So I'm banking on something kind of like a more serious The Substance.
I don't mean to ask a stupid question, but is this in the same world as our Superman and Supergirl?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, this is
so we're getting Clayface before we even know who plays Batman.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
That is kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're apparently not going to get the new Batman until Brave and the Bold is like casting. So we are we're yeah, it's a weird thing. We're getting all these, we're going to be getting Batman adjacent stuff before we actually get Batman. And I do wonder how confused the general public will be with the Batman Part 2 coming.
Yeah.
It is a little weird. But we're also at a point where people have more access to knowledge and, can easily just ask fucking Chat GPT or whatever,
What's the difference?
Is this Clayface in the world of the Batman? And then Chat GPT will be like, yes, it is, because you're a good little boy. Yes, you are.
Okay, so Clayface, other trailers. Does anybody care about the new Jackass?
Oh, I care about the new Jackass.
The trailer was released yesterday.
For the new Jackass.
It just looks like footage.
It does. It does look like a lot of just what I'm assuming based on that trailer and based on the title is that we're going to get a look back at some of their best stunts with a mix of new
deleted stunts.
Yeah, maybe deleted stunts. We saw a lot of stuff that we've seen before in that trailer, and again, it is best and last. I'm wondering if we'll get new footage of those stunts. Like different angles, different cuts.
Yeah.
But it is
the fact that they're including Bam in the marketing leads me to believe that they have a lot of footage of Bam. They're not even sugarcoating the fact that he's not a part of the group anymore. They're just trying to make him a part of the cast, which means that there's a lot of footage in order for them to proclaim that. But my consensus on Jackass is, man, I've grown up with these guys, and now in my age, watching them do this shit to each other, I'm like, you guys are so unappreciative of your bodies. Because I watched them watching them do this shit at 19 or 20 was like, oh, it's hilarious because they could come away from this, but now I'm like, bro, it hurts me to watch them do this shit to each other. And they're not movies. They're technically not movies.
They're movies.
They
are at I say worst, but at very least they are documentary films.
I remember being a little bit unimpressed with Forever.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved Forever.
Yeah, and I can't remember what it was about it. I think it was the same complaint. It was like, I just watching these guys do this to each other. It's like watching a car accident, but you're not laughing at the car accident anymore. Like I don't know. And I'm open. I'm going to watch it. I'm open to. I like Johnny Knoxville. I like the crew and whatnot. But I was very when they announced it. I was like, I don't coming like 2 weeks off the heels of the new Scary Movie as well. But I'm open. I'm open to see. I was curious what you thought about that.
We do have a news alert,
Mhm.
and I looked this up, and I only got one reference to this, so I'm not entirely sure how accurate it is, but it makes sense to me. And this is thanks to Josh, who says the trailer for Resident Evil will play before Mortal Kombat 2 next weekend.
Oh.
So did you want to? I guess this is a good segue into Resident Evil. Have you been following the Resident Evil?
They released some footage at CinemaCon, and it was the one thing I keep hearing about it is it's being compared to Fury Road.
Yeah, that's the initial test screenings.
Yeah,
Someone at some point mentioned,
and they're pretty
Fury
good.
Road,
The response has been really good. I
yeah,
think.
It's been a strong response.
I mean, of course, bro. This guy is on fire.
Yeah, Zach Kreger directing
He's on fire.
directing the new Resident Evil.
And it's not like the old school movies. It has nothing to do with the old school movies, but it's not like those either.
Yeah, this is our our third continuity for the Resident Evil film franchise. Obviously, you had the Paul W.S. Anderson movies. I'm kind of a fan of the Paul W.S. Anderson.
There are certain ones I really like.
The last one sucks, rancid asshole.
How many of those are there?
There's
officially
six. Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like more.
Yeah, it feels like more, but
it feels like there's 13 of those fucking things.
Yeah, I do remember there was at least 4 or 5. I didn't know if it went to 6 or
Yeah,
not.
I think 6 was the final chapter.
And then it started over again silently.
It started over with Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
That was 2021, I want to say. And didn't go great. It was about it had like a $25 million budget, but then it grossed like $45 million. Which, obviously made its production budget back, but it was not a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
It was also critically pretty lambasted. I thought it was fine, personally. I don't know. I'm easy to please, maybe. But I will say it did not bring the scares. And that's something that Zach Kreger has noted is something he is very much working to make up for. Although he hasn't seen the previous Resident Evil movies, which is kind of crazy because he's apparently a huge fan
of the games.
Yeah. You'd think a movie guy who's a huge fan of the Resident Evil games would have taken a crack at the film franchise.
Well, that's a good sign then. That means that there's no influence coming from these old movies.
Yeah. Although he is doing something that many people have lambasted Paul W.S. Anderson for, and that's bringing in a new character.
That has nothing to do with the game?
No. Yeah. Austin Abrams, who was the junkie kid in Weapons, he plays Brian, who is a medical courier, and he's apparently like transporting an organ or something to Raccoon City Hospital, whatever the hospital's called, and he has to make his way through a snowy environment and the city to get to the hospital, and it's I guess just one long thrill ride showing him surviving for hour 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which to me sounds great because the Resident Evil franchise there's a loud helicopter up above. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's just a helicopter like 5 feet above the house. What the fuck was I even talking about? Oh, survival horror. The franchise is predicated on survival horror. A lot of game fans are critical of where the games went. About 4 was when it really started to
Check.
Why is this? Oh, wow. This is weird. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, we are heard, but now it's okay. I'm gonna have to back out and come back in because it's being weird, and I don't know why exactly. So give me one. There we go. All right.
Resident Evil.
So yeah, where is it? Filmmaker 610 said sounds like an audience surrogate character, which it 100% is.
Yeah.
This isn't like secretly Leon Kennedy or some bullshit. We're getting a audience surrogate character. We're focusing on the survival horror aspect, and again, I wouldn't look too much into that Fury Road comparison. I feel like that is.
I think the idea is once it starts, it never stops.
Yeah. I think that, and just in the comparison there, because that is a surefire, like, talk about a surefire way to be disappointed in the film. Oh, it's just like Mad Max Fury Road. It's just like one of the greatest films of all time.
They walk out of the theater. That was not like Mad Max Fury Road.
Where was the gasoline?
That's funny.
Where's the bitch with the one hand? I don't understand. So the same mistake as Mortal Kombat 1. I don't think so. I think the difference between Brian in Resident Evil, and admittedly we don't even have a trailer yet, so who knows? But the difference between Brian in Resident Evil and Cole in Cole, the literal plot armor guy, in Mortal Kombat, is Cole was being set up as a new main character for the franchise, and that didn't work out. And I haven't seen Mortal Kombat 2, but I'm just going to say right now, rest in peace, Cole.
Just so you know, off topic real fast, Mortal Kombat 2 is getting good reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good news.
The reviews are, a bunch of them I read said this should have been the first movie, was the exact consensus.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
I was very kind of like...
I'm actually kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I thought the reshifting from October to May was a sign that something was wrong.
I've been pretty confident in the new Mortal Kombat this whole time, just because I was following the behind the scenes for Screen Rant. I was following the behind the scenes, and it seems like they're putting a lot into it. There's a lot of like fandom going in. You can tell that the filmmakers are big fans of the franchise, and they're putting a lot of effort into making it as good as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. As far as Resident Evil, I think, would it be nice to have Claire Redfield or someone in there instead of Brian? Sure. But I think if we're looking at this as something that's happening during the events, because like my understanding is that this is the beginning of the outbreak, which technically does not happen in winter in the game. So obviously they're making a slight detour as far as how that works. But what I feel like is happening is we're seeing a concurrent event. We're seeing something that's happening while like the Spencer Mansion stuff is happening. And I think that's perfectly good. I think that's a cool way of doing it. It kind of, he said in an early interview that he wanted to do, Zach Kreger said that he wanted to do something structurally different or structurally interesting or something like that. And as you can see from Barbarian and Weapons, he likes to do things that are structurally weird. This is less structurally weird.
Yeah.
But still has something to do with structure in that it is, again, a concurrent event. And so in theory, Resident Evil 2 would be, something else happening during this whole kerfuffle. Or like right after, or, unrelated aside from there being zombies and Raccoon City.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel. That's what I feel is what's happening. Let's see here.
There is a third trailer.
What does it say? They get dropped into a weird situation, so it feels like an unneeded thing. In my opinion, RE1 is essentially just a mystery with monsters in a mansion. Feels like that wouldn't be too hard or expensive to do. I think the problem, two two things. One, Zach Cregger obviously just wants to do his thing. But two, I wouldn't be surprised if the studio was so burned by what happened with Welcome to Raccoon City, which did feature the Spencer Mansion plot, along with some other stuff.
That they kind of want to stray away from that.
Yeah, they didn't want to immediately do another one with a mansion and like so dedicated to the games. So they might have when they were giving Zach Cregger carte blanche, they probably were like, if you could just do your own thing, Buckaroo, that would be dandy. That's how I feel the conversation probably went. In Cregger we trust. By the way, before we get into more movie news, just to split things up a bit, I got my 420 sale.
I saw that.
I got my fucking borderline useless ashtray.
Borderline useless.
Borderline useless because I don't need an ashtray in my office. I usually smoke outside, and so I don't have much use for it, but it's cool. It's cool. And with that, I also got a bunch of Blu-rays.
Nice.
I got the films of Hisayasu Sato Volume 1. I got the films of Hisayasu Sato Volume 2. And I got the films of Hisayasu Sato Volume 3. As well as the Bleeding Skull release Backyard Bloodbaths. And one of my personal favorites, this is one I never thought would make it onto Blu-ray, and it finally did months and months and months and months and months ago. Maybe even longer than that, but I finally bought it, and that's Blonde Death, which is one of my favorite, maybe the best shot on tape movies of all time.
What? Shot on tape.
So like I'm obviously a fan of that genre, if you want to call it that. But this was one of my big inspirations for The Head, which you can still buy on Blu-ray from TerrorVision. You can still get that. Get it from TerrorVision. Give me money. But Blonde Death, yeah. For Backyard Bloodbaths, I specifically got it for Black Mamba, which is apparently a bonkers film that they talked about on the Important Cinema Club, which is one of my favorite podcasts. And it also comes with an old shot-on-video classic 777, which I've never seen, so I'm very excited for that, as well as Summer Horror Day, which I'd never heard of. But I'm most excited for Black Mamba. When it comes to the Sato collections, I'm actually not sure which of these I've watched. I don't think I've seen Kiri Illison. But like on, let's see, volume... Oh, I've seen Love Minus Zero Equals Infinity. That's one. But on volume 1, Rewind is cinema... oh, shoot. And I'm going to immediately forget the title. But a lot of these have multiple titles. And Rewind is Celluloid Nightmare, which is a great film. But like, I don't remember what Lust Mord is. I don't remember what Love Letter in the Sand is, what the other titles are for these. But I'm excited to watch these because Hisayasu Sato, like most Pinku Eiga films, his work has always been available just on the shittiest of transfers, like a copy of a tape that's a copy of a tape that was like, shot. It was like a projection of a different tape that was shot against a white wall and then transferred to Laserdisc and then brought to VHS, but then put on beta and then brought back. Like it's 17,000 generations of tape. And these are straight from the film negatives. I think they're all from the film negatives. I could be wrong. There could be some prints in there, but the point is, they are proper releases of these movies. And I'm very excited to dig into them and watch both the ones I haven't watched before and the see here. Ah, shit. All right, we lost. Oh my god. Okay. Wait a second. I need to turn the air conditioning back on.
Okay.
Talk about something.
Okay. So the third trailer that I wanted to mention today, has anybody talked about this Spider-Noir?
Oh yeah, the new
The new Spider-Noir has come out with its second trailer to prepare for the May 27th release on Amazon. Looks great. You get one of two choices to watch this, which is really interesting. You can watch it in color. You can watch it in black and white. I don't know any idiot who's going to watch it in color. It looks awesome in black and white. Interesting thing to note, MGM is offering to show it earlier by 2 days if you are streaming with MGM Plus. They will actually give you the full season.
Oh, so if you're one of those 5 people that uses MGM Plus, you get Spider-Noir early. That's great.
Yeah, otherwise, May 27th it comes out. Looks good. Looks really interesting.
It is very funny, the 420 show, when we were both just blazed out of our minds. No technical issues.
Yeah.
0 technical issues. And then this one,
that is funny.
We're fighting for our fucking lives.
Thank God. Last week we wouldn't have known what to do.
No.
So do you think Spider-Noir looks good?
Yeah, I think it looks good. It looks a little cheap.
Have you seen the new trailer?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that, I get him confused. Is that Brendan Gleeson, the bad guy?
Yeah, he's Silverman. Yeah.
Out of nowhere. I didn't know he was in this.
I knew, but I also did a video for Screen Rant, so I've already had to do the deep dive.
But yeah, any thoughts on this, guys? It looks really good. About 2 months before the new Spider-Man movie also.
Yeah, it's fascinating that we're getting a proper, like, web-slinging Spider-Man thing, which in the comics, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this, I don't think that Spider-Man Noir does a lot of web slinging, like as far as like swinging through the sky and stuff. I don't think he really does that. I think he uses it more like not a gun per se, but like projectiles and stuff. I think it takes him a while I think eventually something happens with like Madam Web or something. Some bullshit happens, and he's given the ability to focus his powers and use the webs to swing around. But like, it doesn't come immediately. But apparently we're just going to get like a proper web slinging, swinging Spider-Man noir, which is just wild. It's a wild, like, again, I'm not really the comic book, movie, TV show connoisseur guy, but I do find it fascinating that we're getting these relatively big budget, very niche concepts made. It like going back to when we had X-Men in black leather suits, or even before that, when we had Batman, and that was like all the good comic book movies we had were Batman and Superman, and that was it.
Yeah.
And now we have basically everything.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Different versions of the same character too.
Yeah. So more, let's see here. Okay. Oh, I got to reshare one second. I got to share my screen again because we had to back out. Burp, 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 burp. Oh, and Blade. We had Blade. That's a good point, Josh. Blade is great. So let's see here. I don't really have much to say about this.
So this was on my list as well. This is interesting. Tarantino's name is attached to anything, people go apeshit, but he's not really doing anything here. This was something that they had been talking about doing for a long time. The most interesting thing about this is the writer who's attached. This guy's great.
Oh yeah, LA Confidential.
Yeah. Well, not just that. Didn't he win? He won for something recently.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it wasn't LA Confidential, surprisingly, but he was nominated for that. One movie that I attached him to that I absolutely loved was Payback.
Oh, Payback. He did A Knight's Tale?
He did A Knight's Tale. He did Legend. He did Payback. But he actually won an Oscar last few years for something. Oh, Mystic River. Not the last few years. Sorry. He wrote Mystic River.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so this guy is doing the Django and Zorro crossover that they've been trying to do for a very, very long time, and it didn't work out. Now, the question on everybody's mind is Jamie Foxx and is Antonio Banderas reprising their roles? I'd be willing to bet vital organs that they are not coming to do this at all.
I wouldn't put it past Jamie Foxx.
Really?
I don't know that it'll. I find it unlikely to happen, but I could see. Oh, he won an adapted screenplay for LA Confidential.
He won adapted. Okay, I didn't think he won.
So I don't expect Antonio Banderas to show back up. I could kind of see if they get this started like pretty soon. I could see Jamie Foxx doing it, but I could also just see it not happening at all.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is it might fall through.
Like, I think it partially depends maybe on how the Cliff Booth movie does.
Yeah.
It's obvious that, you know, there is the success of a relative success of Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, that I feel like did pretty well for what is essentially a re-release.
Really, really well. Yeah.
And then we have this first sequel to a Tarantino film in Cliff Booth, The Adventures of Cliff Booth. And I think if that does well, which I don't know how you even, you know, how Netflix, I guess if they get a bunch of viewers, then maybe this will come through. But to me, it does feel like one of those things that's just going to be talked about a bunch and then fizzle out and die away and just be like a Newsday item.
Maybe, yeah. It's too soon to tell, but that writer is very interesting.
Yeah, that is the one thing that makes me kind of like, maybe I'll hedge my bets.
Okay, and I got two more things. One I just found out last night, which is really interesting. This long-awaited talked about Rush Hour 4. If anybody still cares about Rush, the two usual stars of Rush Hour, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, have recently turned down their first offer.
Really?
Yes. $8 million. They turned it down. They both got $20 million for Rush Hour 3, but keep in mind that was in 2007, and that movie ended up making about 200 something million. So they got, if this goes on, which by the way, Rush Hour 3, that's damn near 20 years ago. I didn't really know that people were still clamoring for another Rush Hour.
I don't think people are clamoring for another Rush Hour.
I think they want to make Rush Hour.
I think the studio wants to make a Rush Hour. The federal government, for some reason, wants to make a Rush Hour because we're in hell. I think Chris Tucker maybe. I don't think Jackie Chan could give any less of a shit.
Yeah, I don't think he gives two shits. I also don't see anybody paying Chris Tucker $20 million now.
Yeah, Chris Tucker's not a $20 million property at this point.
So I don't know what their goal is there, but we'll see if this takes place. Somebody is pushing for this movie to happen, so somebody's got to fork up money for them, I guess. And then the final news of the day, one of the most interesting one, is this Miami Vice movie.
Oh yeah,
it is officially
video's gone. Here, let me. Yeah, my camera keeps dying. It keeps getting overheated because we live in the desert. So let me turn that off. So you'll just be able to hear us. Let me bring up a visual. What were we talking about?
Miami Vice reboot or remake. They're going to show you the two stars there.
Thank you, AI overview. Miami Vice 85.
So they've officially signed on.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan, Austin Butler,
and Joel Kowalski, right? Joe Kowalski, that's his name. Came on board and did Top Gun.
I don't think we froze again. I feel like we can still be heard.
Yeah. We can be heard. But so one of the rumors that had started about a few weeks back with Miami Vice was that, and it was a really interesting rumor that to me had a lot of validity to it, was Tom Cruise has been asked to play the villain. Did you hear about this?
No.
Yeah. So this was a few weeks back. There's no confirmation on it. This was before these two signed on. But there was rumors that he was going to be asked, and there was from different sources too that this was true. Bro,
I find that incredibly hard to believe.
But
what? But if you
what a decision!
If you presented me with a trailer for a Miami Vice reboot set in 1985 with Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler as Crockett and Tubbs, or Tubbs and Crockett, I guess. And then Tom Cruise as the villain, I would shit my guts out and tell you this is the greatest thing in the world.
I don't.
What kind of AI bullshit?
It's not confirmed. It's not. There's a reason from this rumor. So the reason is that, is to me is like, well, they've got already a good relationship. And he hasn't played a villain since Collateral. In fact, I don't know if he's played a villain before Collateral. Has he played a villain other than Collateral? And how fucking great was he in Collateral?
I guess Grossman is kind of a villain.
Sure.
But no, I guess, that's... like he's played bad characters, like Magnolia, for example.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really... Yeah, I guess Collateral is the only villainous performance.
Yeah. So... we are a step closer to figuring out if this is true or not.
And Michael Mann. It was a Michael Mann movie that he was the villain. This is a Michael Mann property.
Oh, yeah.
It would be perfect Kitsma or whatever.
Bro, it would be awesome. It would be so awesome. I can't even explain. But that's my movie news. That's 6 movie news for me.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We talked about Django and Zorro. We talked about Clayface. Here's an interesting one.
What?
This is absolutely bonkers. So Roger Avery, the writer or co-writer of Pulp Fiction, director of Rules of Attraction, he is working with an AI-oriented company, is what they describe this place, Ex Machina Studios, as. And basically he wants to make Paradise Lost,
which is a movie they've been other people have been trying to make for a long time, right?
Yeah. It talks about in this article. Scott Derrickson was developing an adaptation that didn't happen. Alex Proyas was developing.
I remember
one.
I actually had interviewed Alex Proyas and he talked about. That's why I knew that. Okay, but that's where the AI-oriented Ex Machina Studios comes from. But Roger Avery.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm gonna go against the grain a bit on this one. This is gonna be one of those Michael has a hot take moments.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get the camera on for my hot take. I'm not totally against this.
No, I'm not either. But I don't know. That's crazy that they would.
I on the one hand, I don't like AI generated content. That's something that I agree with the naysayers about. I don't think I just don't like it. I think it's morally incorrect. I think it's visually an eyesore for the most part. I very rarely see any AI stuff that doesn't scream AI. And so on that side of things, not great. On the other hand, I do think that there is something to be said about making dream projects and like borderline impossible projects a reality now that we have a technology that allows things to be done cheaper and faster. And the line is it's a rickety line, very thin line to balance. I've seen this isn't what they're doing for Paradise Lost, I assure you, but I've seen like a guy take a scene and just add like a TV set in the background and make the frame more visually interesting in post by using AI to composite in there what he needs. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to do. I think if you are using AI as a sort of backup.
So what you're saying is you don't want them to use AI as a distracting method just to fill in.
Yeah,
empty.
I feel like there is, if you're taking real performances, real camera work, real sound design, real production design, if you're taking all these real elements and using AI to enhance and to make something more than it can be otherwise, then that's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be total slop. Don't get me wrong. Like, there is absolutely the possibility that this is just an ugly, fucking awful monstrosity of a motion picture. That is possible. There was the recent Bitcoin killing Satoshi went into production with Doug Liman, I believe, and starring Gal Gadot, Casey Affleck, and Pete Davidson, I think. And that sounds more like what I don't want to see, which they are doing the whole thing in like a blank room, and they're doing all the locations, all the lighting, all this extra stuff, maybe even the costuming for all I know. I'm not sure exactly how far they're going, but it's almost all AI generated. And I feel like if you can do like, let's say, I don't know, an $80 million movie, and make it look like a $200 million movie using AI, there is something to be said there. As long as you are like for the models themselves, I would like to see, like, or what I would assume that they would do if they're doing things in an artistically, okay, and that's what I was getting at. Yeah, this is there was that. Do you see the Brad Pitt versus Tom Cruise video?
Yeah.
That was based on in-house reference videos, and that's kind of the point I'm getting at is I would like to see in-house sources for the material. So like if you're going for Paradise Lost, maybe you have like a shitload of very highly detailed storyboards and production design sketches or photo bashes or whatever, like something made by a human. And then you take that and you use AI to interpret it with the real footage, and suddenly you're still using all of these creative elements from human beings, but you're using AI to tie it all together. And I think that there is something to be said about a marriage between AI and real filmmaking that a lot of people kind of throw to the side because everyone's just like, well, AI bad. And I don't necessarily disagree. AI kind of sucks.
You want AI to have restrictions.
I think that
creative restrictions.
I think that you'll never, like, you can't really apply total creative restrictions, like from a legal standpoint. This is one of those, the genie's out of the bottle kind of things. You're never going to put that genie back in that bottle. That's just not going to happen. But we can at least demand from our filmmakers a morally correct use of AI, and more importantly, an artistically correct use, where, obviously you can talk about the environmental aspect. The way I look at it is, people eating cow meat puts more of a strain on the environment than AI. And a lot of film production puts more strain on the environment than AI. So I don't really fully get behind that. I mean, that was weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm going on and on about AI. The point is, I don't necessarily think this is a horrendous, like morally reprehensible news item. I think it could turn into that. Totally. It really just depends on how they go about it. If you're using AI, again, to enhance rather than to create, I think that's where it reaches a moral, it's morally okay.
Gotcha.
And artistically okay. And obviously they will be generating things for this. That's the whole, I mean, it's a massive CGI spectacle. They will be generating things, but hopefully those generations are based on in-house elements and are used in collaboration with other, quote unquote, real elements and are cleaned up. That's another thing is when you look at like the those shitty Coca-Cola ads that they created with AI. I don't know if you recall those. They did a bunch of AI generated ads, and there was some stuff that was not cleaned up, but there was other stuff like the Coca-Cola logo that was very obviously put in post by a human being, because there's no way that AI would be that accurate. And so I think if you're keeping that in mind and you're not letting AI do the heavy lifting, then you still can be artistically good, I guess. I don't know how to put it. But I'm not totally against this, is the point. I am uncertain about it because I cannot say I trust anyone using AI to not be lazy and fall back on it. But I'm hoping that Roger Avery is one of those people who can do it. Didn't he kill someone with his car?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he did. I think he did a little time for it too.
Yeah, so morally he's gray anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Apparently Casper is getting a Disney Plus series. I didn't see that at all. I kind of want to, let's take a little gander. Casper series, Disney Plus. There we go. 45 minutes ago. Bloody disgusting. Casper live action series announced from producer Steven Spielberg.
Nice.
Let's see here. We've got Goosebumps, Rob Letterman, and Hillary Winston developing it and writing. Rob Letterman directing the series. Steven Spielberg on board to produce, which means very little to me. Let's see. Deadline reports there are no details yet about the new Casper, described as a modern update on the classic ghost story, which is in the early stages of development, is believed to have a dark edge to it, the way Wednesday tackles the Addams Family lore. I don't know. I don't know that Casper needs to be darker.
I don't remember the movie.
You don't remember the movie? Wow.
No, I know I must have seen it. I know what the outcome is. I know that this is the introduction of Devin, whatever his face is, Idle Hands.
Devin Sawa?
Yeah, isn't this the introduction? Doesn't he turn into Casper at the end? Casper turns into him? Or do I have the wrong actor?
I don't know that Devin Sawa is.
I don't.
Wait a second. I don't. I think you have the wrong one, but I could be. Devin Sawa Casper. Oh no,
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he played the human form of Casper.
Yeah.
I totally.
So I remember it better than you do.
You do remember better than I do.
But I don't remember anything more than that, really. I think there's an awesome Ghostbusters cameo joke in there with Dan Aykroyd that I love.
There is a Dan Aykroyd cameo.
Yeah. That I love. He's got a mustache. Ray, I don't know why I remember that. Ray's got a mustache in that cameo. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, I've also got this bit of news item. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, by the way, before we even dig into this, I suck at self-promotion. Guys, don't forget, we're making a movie. It's called Amityville Bong. This is great. An hour and 4 minutes into the fucking stream to bring this up. I swear to God, I was going to bring this up at the very top, and I just...
Well, if you count all the times that we should have been on, this would probably be about 35 minutes.
We're making a movie. It's called Amityville Bong. It's about a haunted bong, and you're not going to want to miss not only the film, but the production of the film. See, we are, I say we, it's mostly just me at this point. We're putting together a whole behind the scenes extravaganza on Patreon. The Patreon link is in the description for the video for this live stream, and you can just search Michael Keene on Patreon. And I am giving the full, like, the script is there. We did the first table read recently. Will was not available for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We only had a few of the cast members for that table read, but that was for the previous draft. We're now on that was the 10th draft. We're now on the 11th draft. So at some point in May, I'm going to do a read through of that 11th draft, and hopefully that goes well. The first read through went fine. A few notes, but nothing. If you want to listen to it, you can. Again, on the Patreon, if you, I think everyone, I want to say that's for all Patreon members. So if you're paying, I want to say $3 a month or more, you get access to all this shit. There's a few little things that are exclusive to higher end patrons, just because there are levels, but yeah, we're making a movie. We're showing the full minimalist approach that we're taking with it, and there will also be some stuff on the main channel about it in the not too distant future. But that'll be more when we actually have production going and have a little bit more happening. Right now, we shot the first 15-20 minutes of the film, and the vlog explaining that it's over. I think it's over an hour long. That is on the Patreon for all patrons to watch. Yeah, go do the Patreon. Give money to me. Give me money.
In other news,
we have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. We don't really know if it's a reboot or not. Probably a reboot. They're always reboots. Coming from A24 and Obsession director Curry Barker.
If I understand, this Obsession director, is this the guy who did Milk and Cereal?
Yes.
So I have a really close friend who's in that. You remember?
You do, yeah.
McLaughlin? Yeah. So, and then this Obsession movie looks really good. I believe he got like a big like budget to do this off of Milk and Cereal, and now he's doing Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, which I mean, I like the idea of unseasoned is strong, because I mean he's done some stuff, but a relatively new filmmaker tackling a young filmmaker tackling the franchise, and I think the beauty of Texas Chainsaw Massacre is you really can't get much worse than the worst of that franchise. There's also the Possession remake. That's true. That's coming as well. Have you seen Possession?
Oh yeah, I love Possession.
Okay, sweet.
I think their remake's bizarre.
With
Margaret Qualley and somebody, who else was the other one? Anyways,
yeah.
I love Possession.
Yeah. What's your favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that's not the original?
Okay, well, 2. I like 2. Okay. I like that's the Dennis Hopper one, right?
Yeah,
I really like 2.
Josh says nothing will top the Netflix Texas Chainsaw for how bad it is. I disagree.
That's the latest one, right?
That's the latest one.
Yeah.
I think that the one from the director of Inside, I can't remember. I think it's the director of Inside. Oh shoot! Wait, what's Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Oh god. Oh geez, I accidentally did a thing. Somehow I clicked and got AI. Okay, wait a second. I don't know what I hit. Okay, here we go. So let's see. Yeah, I'm talking about Leatherface. If you let's just bring up. I just need like a. Okay. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, fucking classic. I don't know how it just has a 7.4 on IMDb. That's fucking insane. It should be like a 8.5 or something. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 rocks pretty hard. I was actually, fun fact, I edited some of the bonus material
nice.
for the 4K that Vinegar Syndrome put out.
Nice.
But let's see here. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 is fine. I don't really have any strong feelings about it. My personal favorite sequel of the franchise is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Now, this is the Matthew McConaughey, Renee Zellweger one.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. Yes, it is.
I don't remember, but I do know that. I do know of it.
I own it. Anytime you want to borrow and watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, fucking go for it, because
I'm on it.
Rocks my world.
I'm on it.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake from 2003, is pretty good. I would say the same about the 2006 prequel. Texas Chainsaw, I saw in theaters. One of the worst experiences in a theater I've had. People would not shut the fuck up. But
one of these is 3D reliant. Is this one?
It would be Texas Chainsaw.
Okay, yeah, I saw that one just recently.
Kind of misses the mark. It has a bit where Leatherface runs around a like carnival and does nothing. Also need water. 1 second. But Leatherface, and was this the directors of Inside? It was. Okay. I love Inside. Inside, it fucking rules. Inside is a phenomenal piece of film. Leatherface blows ass.
I missed this thing starring Stephen Dorff.
Yeah. Stephen Dorff was in. He plays a sheriff type character. It's bad.
Is this the Netflix one?
No. This list isn't complete. This list.
It's not complete. Okay.
I'm not showing the list on the screen. This list isn't complete, but for me, the 2017 Leatherface is the worst one. It's just very weak, very boring. Has a terrible twist. There's really I can't think of any really positive qualities about this film. Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Netflix, I enjoyed all right. I didn't love them bringing Sally back. I didn't love a lot of it, but it's suitably gory. It does something a little different. It's a fun little time waster, in my opinion. Whereas Leatherface is just a slog to get through, with very little Leatherface in it, by the way. So that's my personal opinion. Let's see. Last two things. So this is something that I don't want that. I missed on our last one because I missed it entirely. I have not been paying attention to Blu-ray news as much as I should be. I'm going to try to pay more attention now that we have this morning show.
Yeah.
But a new Jess Franco dropped, baby. It's called Jess Franco from Bangkok with Bullets. It's a 2-film collection. Got Trip to Bangkok, Coffin Included, and Bangkok Date with Death. A bunch of special features, including In the Land of Franco, parts 14 and 15. I need this in my life. I actually have a bootleg of Trip to Bangkok, Coffin Included, but I will not be utilizing that. I will 100% be buying this because I love me some Jess Franco, and I don't know how I missed this coming out. Thank you, Smash Cinema. I agree. Or Smashed Cinema. Leatherface sucks rancid assholes, and it belongs at the bottom of everyone's list. Man. So yeah, this has happened, and then the other thing. So Refuse Films is another boutique Blu-ray company that I have never bought anything from. They have some fascinating choices. They got The Pope of Utah, Splatter University is a more popular film, Die You Zombie Bastards. I really want to see Cat Sick Blues. This is a wild, let's see if I can get a nice chunky Oh, it'll just okay. Look, it does. I don't even know if I can show that legally. I really want to see this, but more importantly, they've got a newish line called Tromarchive, and it's all just trauma movies that they're releasing. They got to do a Cannibal the Musical, which of course Vinegar Syndrome also did a Cannibal the Musical release. Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD, also done by Vinegar Syndrome already. Decapitated, not done by Vinegar Syndrome.
Frankenhooker,
which is done by Arrow, I believe. Class of Nukem High, I feel like was presented by someone already. And then Toxic Avenger Parts 2 and 3. Now, here's where it's cool. So this includes Mr. Melvin. Now, Mr. Melvin... So here's... Okay. Originally... Have you seen Toxic Avenger?
Yeah.
Okay. So originally... Have you seen Toxic Avenger 2?
Yes. I don't remember.
Okay. So...
I haven't seen 3.
Toxic Avenger 2 and 3 were originally one movie. And that movie... people have seen it. It comes out to like 2 hours and change. And that movie was lost. We never got that movie. It was split into 2 films, each about 100 minutes long. Both films are fine. They're not like Citizen Toxie, the 4th film. That's the real Toxic Avenger sequel as far as like good quality Toxie sequels. 2 and 3, they're fine. So Mr. Melvin is the original cut, and Refuse Films, for their Tromarchive releases, have put together a bundle, and you can get Toxic Avenger 2, Toxic Avenger 3, and Mr. Melvin. And Mr. Melvin, I think you can get it. I want to say you can get it by itself as well. I don't know if that's the case. I don't see it by itself.
No.
So maybe you can only get it. Yeah, I guess you can only currently get it as part of this pack. But super cool because I've never seen that cut, and I really want to see. Also, tons of special features on this thing, specifically for Mr. Melvin. Got newly recorded audio commentary from editors and producers Andrew L. Miller and Adam Peltier. Feature-length documentary called Avenger in Tokyo, the behind-the-scenes documentary on the filming of Toxic Avenger Part 2. There's a work print of Part 3 with the original actors' dialogue and deleted scenes and shots. Got an in-depth documentary discussing the original Mr. Melvin screenplay, dissecting scenes and characters that were never filmed. You've got a newly uncovered sound effects track recorded during the post-production of Toxic Avenger Part 2. Got a video essay called Toxie Reassemble. And then, quote, hours of exclusive unarchived extras. Just a ton of stuff. And then, of course, you got extras on Parts 2 and Part 3. But the most important thing is we finally get Mr. Melvin released, an actual proper release of Mr. Melvin. And I think that's amazing. I really want this. I'm not sure I have $100 to just shell out for all 3. I would really like to just buy Mr. Melvin, to be honest. So we'll see if that happens, but still really cool. I'm really pumped for that. That's the only real Blu-ray news I have. Unfortunately, again, I have not been paying as much attention to the Blu-ray sphere as I should.
But that's changing.
That's changing. Yeah, I'll try to pay more attention to that. Still probably not going to be buying a whole lot of stuff, but there are certainly some bits and bobs that I have my eye on, including Mr. Melvin. So I'm very pumped for that.
One more thing I wanted to mention that I didn't get to tell you because I was saving for the show. Have you seen any movies this week?
Have I seen any movies this week?
In theaters.
In theaters? No.
I went to go see Fight Club.
Oh, how did that go?
So, interesting take. I did 7 last year when they re-released the 4K in theaters or whatever. And that was kind of interesting. Fight Club wasn't the experience I thought I would have. I think that movie's meant to look dirty. Polished and clean, it looks weird. They look crazy young, first of all. Helena Bonham Carter looks like she's fucking 17 years old in this movie.
There we go. All right, keep on going.
No, the
Oh, no, we were lost again. Oh, wait, maybe that's just the camera. Yeah, camera died. Let's here. I'll pop
Fight Club.
There we go.
Great movie. Still love it. I know it way too well back and forth, but growing up, this movie has always had a dirt look to it, and that's really helped add a lot to it. When they're showing the house and they're showing them they're living in filth and whatnot, that's kind of been a staple thing for Fight Club. And so when it's all cleaned up and polished, it feels weird. Dare I say it might have been the least fun I've had with Fight Club out of as many times as I've seen it. But I mean, Fight Club's still Fight Club. It's great, but it is, I believe, still playing this week.
I might. Well, I don't know that I'll have time to. I'm going to San Diego this weekend. I'm not sure I have time to.
I had a choice between that, Silence of the Lambs, or Speed Racer, and let me tell you, this was a tough choice. I would have seen any three of those again.
Oh, and I failed to mention I didn't get to see Speed Racer in IMAX like I wanted to.
Not for lack of trying.
Yeah, not for lack of trying. I literally I went to the theater. It was 10:50 in the fucking evening, and I get up to the guy at the front, and he tells me, "Oh, it's been canceled." They just can't. They didn't send out a notice, anything. They just canceled it.
Cocksuckers.
Cocksuckers. Nothing against cocksuckers, by the way.
Doing the Silence of the Lambs tonight. Have fun. I'm more of a Hannibal guy myself.
That's pretty cool. Oh, here's... Okay, I totally forgot about this, but I got the email this morning. 88 Films announced their... let's see here. July? Is that... July title 2026 announcement. Let's go to their Instagram. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay. So we've got this. You'll like this, an American Pie collection.
What is that?
It's
Is it all of them?
Yeah. Well, it's all the mainline American Pies.
So 4.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that. But they have Ricky O, the story of Ricky. These are all minus one. These are all British releases, so bear that in mind. So they are, but I mean, 4K Ultra HD for Ricky O. There's no region lock on that, so we're looking at a nice 4K of Ricky O. 88 Films can be a little shaky on their quality control, so we'll see how it looks. But that's really exciting. I don't know if you've seen Ricky O. Oh, Ricky O, one of the most violent fucking comic book ass movies you'll ever see. I don't know who put out the edition I own. Maybe it was 88 Films and there was the Blu-ray. I don't know. But I own a copy of Ricky O, and it is fucking real strong. Yeah, we've got a few people in the comments. My opinion, this is very poor, just like the last few months. This guy is not having it. There's a few, but like there's a Shaw Brothers triple feature. I don't know any of these movies. Sex and Zen, In the Line of Duty 1 through 4. I don't remember. I think I've seen In the Line of Duty 1 and maybe 3. I'd have to go back because they're always under like different fucking titles. But In the Line of Duty, you got some Cynthia Rothrock action in there, which I'm always a fan of, and that's an American release. So that's pretty dope. I think In the Line of Duty 1 through 4 and Story of Ricky 4K. That's a pretty solid July, personally. And In the Line of Duty, they had released this previously as a limited edition. I don't know. Let's see what else. Let's see. Did they? Where's their June announcements? There's May.
There's down there June.
Oh, June. So, I mean, this is not bad. Armor of God, HDR 4K release. That's pretty cool. Same for Project A Part 2. I think that's pretty sweet. It's really just double dipping for 88 films, but I mean, got to do it eventually. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is reasonably solid. There is also a Ginger Snaps 4K coming out. I do get these emails, and that's from Vestron. This is one where I think this is really cool because Ginger. I don't know if you've seen Ginger
No,
Snaps.
I have not.
One of the best werewolf movies of all time. Probably the best movie about a girl on her period you'll ever see.
Oh, awesome.
But I'm a little sad that it's not a full collection because there's 3 Ginger Snaps movies. I've still never seen the third one because I've never heard really anything great about it. But Ginger Snaps 2 is pretty solid stuff. So it's a little disappointing that this is just the first Ginger Snaps. That said, it's a great film. Totally deserves a 4K release. So I'm okay with it. According to Smash Cinema, Umbrella did a full collection. Umbrella's an Australian company.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Is that still available? I don't think it's still available. Ooh, here we go. Trilogy from Second Sight. Okay, so Second Sight did the trilogy.
Okay.
Which is up for pre-order. Okay. Let's see here. When was this? This is 2023? Ah, well. Yeah, so this is Dunzo. Unless there's like someone selling. Yeah, I don't think I don't think this one's gonna be available to anyone anytime soon for less than exorbitant prices. Which sucks, but you know. But let's see if we can get the camera back on for 5 seconds while we do our last little bits and bobs.
Something real fast. May is going to kick us off with the summer movie season 2026. That's going to start off with Devil Wears Prada. But interesting note, there are 6 horror movies coming out in May. 6 horror movies just in May alone.
Okay, what are those?
Deepwater, Hokum.
Oh, Hokum, yeah.
Yeah. That's Friday, by the way.
Hokum is Friday?
Yeah.
Fuck, I still need to... This Friday?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's comes out the same day as Devil Wears
Prada. I need to watch the director's previous 2 movies because he did Oddity.
You haven't seen Oddity?
I still haven't seen Oddity.
I love Oddity.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I want to see Hokum.
Yeah, I heard great things, and then he did another one.
Really eerie. Obsession, which we just talked about. Corporate Retreat, Passenger, which looks pretty interesting.
I haven't seen a trailer for Passenger yet.
Really? It's out. It looks pretty interesting. And Backrooms.
Oh, Backrooms.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Backrooms is coming out because that trailer just dropped.
Yeah.
Like people were complaining about the fucking Spider-Man trailer. They're complaining about the Resident Evil trailer. All these trailers coming out kind of late in the game, but Backrooms just landed on most people's radar.
Yeah, it came out with a teaser and it came out with a trailer not too long after the teaser. In fact, like a week or 2, I believe, after the teaser.
But yeah, I don't really have anything else.
All right.
I will try to keep up with Blu-ray news and also filmmaking news. I wanted to talk more about filmmaking. I really want this show to be a mishmash of normal movie. There we go. All right. Sorry, I need to figure out my internet problems. I need to get a new camera at some point to replace this one, because this one just overheats constantly. And I need to focus up and get more filmmaking news as part of our little show. But I think we did a pretty okay job. This is an hour and 30 live stream, minus like 30 minutes for like problems or technical glitches. But that's gonna do it for this particular stream. Yeah.
right.
We will. Are you good for next Wednesday?
Yeah, I can do next Wednesday.
Sweet. Then we will see you guys 10 a.m. next Wednesday for another fine
Keene AM.
For Keene AM, baby. And until then, go make a movie. Go watch a movie. Which one should we?
Go watch a movie for
sure.
sure.
Go watch a movie. Yeah, go watch a movie. Maybe make a movie, but go watch a movie. Goodbye.